We are doing an exciting panel discussion, and our topic, we're putting the spotlight on time. Have you got a lot of time or just a little time? How do you handle time? Is time something that keeps popping up for you throughout the day? Do your clients talk about not having enough time? They didn't do the work you asked them to do. What is going on with time? Did people have more time in time gone by? Are we too reliant on the things in our world today? That's what we're going to be discussing at this panel discussion. And I'm going to jump right into it from what I understand about time. I make my own time. Sounds great, but I don't know whether that actually always works for me. Why not? Well, if I make my own time, I personally find that I have to be really diligent in I get up and I do my exercises and I have my morning breakfast, and then I need to sit and just think for a moment what I actually want to achieve for the day. That is all great. I've mapped out my time. I stick to those times, and the time is doing what I wanted to. But here is when it goes in all different directions. I jump on the computer and I start working, and something is not working. And I start going down the rabbit hole, and here and there and everywhere, 27 windows open on the computer, jumping from one to the other, completely lose time. Next minute, it is lunchtime. Did I actually achieve anything? No, most of the time not. That means I have to go back to what I tried to do all morning. My experience with time a lot of the time. Did my grandmother have more time in her day? No, I don't think so. It might appear that way, but I know that she was a very busy woman. No TV in those days, no distracting phones that ding and ping, no computers. What she did have was a lot of work in and around the house and with the children and other family members. So she was always busy from sun up to sundown. My experience with time, a tip that I have to manage your time: map it out for the day and then just go with the flow. Don't stress when it's not working. Tip to myself, tip to all of you. Let's ask our panelist, Demetra, what does it mean to you around time? And you already have, spoken on that,
Mhm.
but for this panel, what does it mean to you and what is your particular tip to manage time?
Yeah, time is has been like a very interesting concept, and I was as I was evolving through my business, or through my studies, through my connections and whatever, it's always become like more and more complicated, because I think we are, especially these days, we are taking more and more tasks um, to perform. So if we are like in a job, we're trying like to shine and to be more productive. So we're taking like more and more tasks, but at the same time, with the different roles that we play every day, and we're wearing like multiple hats. Because we're not only working, we're not only business owners, we are parents, we are partners, we are daughters, we are a lot of things that we have to do, and we have to squeeze everything in our day. And also, as the world has been changing and we have like more things to do, we also have like so much information like speeding before our eyes, which are usually glued to a screen. And we tend like to keep scrolling because we have fear of missing out on certain things, and we're worried about our businesses or how we will be seen, or we want to achieve everything that we need to do, and becomes like a constant anxiety. So I was struggling with a time concept, or the perception of lack of time, for a very long time. And obviously, it's a mindset thing. And, I learned about, setting your intention for the day, mapping out your day, um, every single hour kind of thing, but also scheduling. because we like scheduling these days, scheduling your white space or having like 20 minutes, like just doing nothing. Now, I think what helps and having like a great tip of managing time and all the tasks that we have to do and still have time for ourselves is not only task delegation. Um, there was a good quote from Warren Buffett. He said, um, write a list of your 20 very important tasks in the beginning of your day. Um, Pick up the first five that they are most important, that you feel that they're most important, and then delete all the remaining 20, um, or the 15, because they are going to be your distraction. So stick, with intention to one. But what has helped me the more, and what I learned and what I use with my clients as well, is doing things according to your energy windows. So if you map your energy peaks and lows, just map it for a couple of days just to see where you feel the best, or where you're feeling like really, really low. Then when you have to do something like it's really dragging and it's really, something you do not like to do it when you have the highest energy, because you want to do it to get over and done with. And when you're feeling like really low, unless you really like feeling like this, I would say do the things that you really, really love doing, because that will pick your energy up, and you will get like more time in your day.
Love it. Demetra, two tips there: task delegation and work with your energy. Work when you feel you have the energy. Great tips. Thank you, Demetra. Let's jump down to Peter. What is time, meaning, difference to maybe ages ago, if you want to touch on that? And what is your tip or tips on managing, working,
Ooh.
using time?
I think time linguistically, I'm a translator and interpreter by first education, so English is not my mother tongue. It's my first foreign language. But time has always been linked to value. Yeah, we are spending time, we're spending money, we waste time, we waste money. And we talk about a person, oh, he's such a waste of time. So we link time somehow to value, and people say, oh, thank you for your time when you have had a conversation. So time is almost like a commodity. But then if we link that with work or any activity really, and I'm getting to did we have more time back in the day? Work has a tendency to flow towards the person who does it. Okay, so there will be people who are busy, there will be people who are not busy. Those who do something, they always have something to do. And time takes exactly, sorry, work takes exactly the amount of time that is available. So if you have all day for a single task, it will take all day. If you have 10 minutes, you'll do it in 10 minutes. So we it's we talked a lot about LinkedIn and posting and stuff here. My LinkedIn post, it takes me 20 minutes to write a LinkedIn post, not more. I have limited myself to 20 minutes. It may take me a couple of days to come up with a topic, but once I sit down to actually write it, if I go close to the 20 minutes, I'm faffing around, I'm overthinking it. So just get it out because people will have forgotten the next day if they even see it. So you can decide how much time you want to spend. So something that I have learned over the years is to make how I spend my time, make it intentional.
Mhm.
So that takes away the element of feeling guilty for not doing something. So if I take a break between my client sessions, I'm not lazy. No, I have intentionally taken a break to clear my head from one session to get my head right for the next session. If I decide to sit down and read a book, it's because I need that break from screen time, for example. So if we look back towards the ages, well, whatever work consisted of then still had the same ability to flow towards the person who did it, it still would take up all the time available for it. So I don't think anything has changed. I think as some of you have mentioned is we're just adding more on top, thinking we're becoming more efficient. So when I speak with especially business people about technology, oh, we need some technology, legal tech, for example, because that will make us more efficient. But the more we think about technology and AI, the even more we have to think about people, because otherwise we won't get the best of both.
Mm. Excellent. Thank you, Peter. So do you have so making the most of what we have in times is your um tip.
Make allow yourself to be intentional about what you do. So if I sit down with a cup of coffee staring at the wall, it's my intention to just switch off because I need to be alert half an hour later or something. So make it intentional. Then the guilt disappears of doing nothing because we can't waste time, can we?
Exactly. Don't waste it. I like that allusion to the value that it is about value in when you're looking at the language around it. Fantastic. Thanks, Peter. Okay, let's jump over to Ashley. What is your thoughts? What are your thoughts around the time in this context here that we are discussing on this panel, Ashley?
Yeah, Sigrid, I take the question of what does time mean to you? And I'm going to be very honest with y'all. Time to me, I'm a creative person. So time to me is like putting a box, I think of myself as a bird, and sometimes time puts me in the cage. And I don't like to be in the cage, right? If I'm in there too long, maybe I kill myself as a bird. I don't know what happens to that, right? But it just, yeah, I get demotivated and, less happy. Like Dimitri was saying, like, when am I spending my time in a joyful area where I want to be in a passion? So time to me is a restriction that I have thought over my life, this like kind of story of this restriction and this taking away my creativity, because when I'm in this creative flowing state, it can be, like Demetra said, very quick and not take me much time, but having a barrier around it limits my thinking, my creativity, what ideas come out of me. But as we've all talked about, there is a limit in the amount of time you have in a day. So what works for me? So I'm going to be very honest with you how I feel, and then how have I learned to approach that in my kind of experience of life is through questioning myself. So I can get super focused on something and spend so much time on it. Like Peter was saying, like I could spend 3 hours on a LinkedIn post, right? Like I could make it amazing and perfect. And what's that going to get me? Some LinkedIn post, maybe are they people even going to read it? Who knows, right? So I do limit myself. So I set a timer, like, okay, I want to spend an hour on this. How am I going to get my mind to remind myself how long I've been, so I don't just sit here for too long and hurt my body, right? For just over sitting. So I set timers for myself, or like a reminder, like I'll have Alexa or Siri or someone say, hello, like, what are you doing? Right. So that's my kind of way, like it's my questioning. And then I say, okay, where am I in this? Have I spent too much time on this? Have I finished it? Is it perfect? No. Does it need to be perfect? No. So am I ready? And how can I get it to like a 20-minute versus a 3-hour activity, because it's usually the perfectionist in me that wants to spend the 3 hours on something than just 20 minutes. So yeah, thank you, Sigrid.
No, that's it. I like that. I like that tip that you've given us. Do away with the perfectionist, because that's definitely something that is rumoring inside of myself. Oh, it's got to be perfect. I've got to do it again. Where is the solution here? Let me look again. I must have missed it. Excellent. Thank you, Ashley. I'm going to go to Clem. Are you ready, Clem, to give us your take on what does time mean to you and a tip to manage it?
Yeah, I think for me, it's been a case of understanding myself. Yeah, I'm very much an introvert, and all the environments I've been managing have had lots of external factors that impinged on everything I did. There were a lot of political pressures, there were a lot of engineering pressures, there were a lot of union pressures, etc. And being an introvert, I began to understand myself and said, do I like chaos or don't I? And so what I decided to do is I'm a morning person too. So in my jobs, I decided I would get up at 4 a.m. in the morning by choice and strategize a future, which I would see, where I would remove all the elements that were impinging on my time and inability to manage time. So what I would do is then strategize for the year ahead, pick up all the items that were noise for me, and slowly and certainly do make the changes in the workplace in order to buy time. What that also did was everyone would say how calm you are. So look, I used to get up at 4 a.m. in the morning. I'd set up my day strategically, but the moment I landed at work, it was chaos. But my mind was calm because I knew a year from now, I would have made it easier. And so I was just buying time through reflection and action. So I think for me, it's been a case of reflect on what you are and what makes you comfortable, because then time works for you. And in my case, it has worked. I've had about 8 different careers in so many countries, and everyone has said to me, "You're so calm." And I said, yes, it's because I think of a future that is better, and I work towards making a better future. And so that's me in a nutshell. It's understanding self, really.
I love it, Clem. I absolutely love it. Now, knowing a lot more on the background of this that we haven't gone into in this particular session, and we're looking forward to hearing more of that in your session coming up. What I take out of here is really focus on the future. Yes, looking and mastering yourself, looking at yourself, but this is the big tip that I've just taken away from this. Focus on the future, and you don't see or look at the chaos, but you can be calmly looking at what you are looking to achieve and create. Wonderful. Thank you, Clem. That was good.
Thank
And
you.
that's great. And we have got Linnea. What are your thoughts on time?
I think it's very easy, Sigrid, for us to let time overwhelm us, for it to rule our lives. And we've heard quite a bit with other panelists about being in a cage, as Ashley described it, and Demetra talked about anxiety. Now, I really believe, as someone who has spent more time alive in the past than I'm going to in the future, that I do need to make every moment count, but I do not want to be ruled by time. It seems to me the older I get, the busier I get, because we've got more gadgets that make us busy. So those gadgets, apps, and software that we all believe are going to make it easier, will get things done faster. I don't believe for a moment that actually happens. And so my key point about time, and this talks really to what Clem was just saying too, is about not letting it rule us, but by letting us be able to use it well. And for me, yes, that's reflection, but it's also taking breaks. If you are working back to back meetings or taking calls or doing tasks, you have no time to assimilate anything. Nothing sticks in your brain. So my time management tip is the good old-fashioned Pomodoro technique, where you spend 25 minutes on a task and then you spend 5 minutes having a break from it. Now, that's irrespective of whether you finish that task, and that's, I think, the danger. I'll just do it for a few more minutes and get this finished. No, stop at 25 minutes, have a 5-minute break, go and do some exercise, have a glass of water, do something that is different, because it clears your mind. As a professional writer, I often find I'm searching for words or the right phrase, and the way that I find the right word or phrase is to stop what I'm doing, go outside, look at the view, take a few deep breaths, maybe go for a walk around the garden, but take myself away from what is really bothering me that I can't think through properly. Take a break, come back, and the answer is there. So, whatever way you use the Pomodoro technique yourself, to me, having those breaks in our busy day pays dividends over the longer term.
Excellent tips there. Thank you, Linnea, for that task for so long, and then pull yourself away. Definitely something that I do every so often, not as regular as it would probably be more useful, and then take that break out there in my garden. Thank you. Now, that's been an excellent discussion and share from each of our panelists. I thank you sharing what time means to you, perhaps comparing it to anything that you know about the past where time may or may not have appeared to be more time was available to today, and then the tip that each of you shared. Thank you to my panelists for this session, putting the spotlight on time.